Lewis in Seminole, Texas. Hey, Lewis, what's on your mind today?
This is Lois.
Oh, Lois,
And
I'm sorry.
it's a very, very simple thing. It's my observation. I think Donald Trump is a traitor. I think he has been under the auspices of the Russians for quite some time. I think he has kept it secret because he doesn't call. There is no email. There is no contact other than his underlings, person to person, which cannot be tracked, and they give him the information that they get, and that's why Flynn is so important, and that's why Sessions is so important, and that's simply my observation.
Yeah. My prediction is that when all is said and done, we're going to discover that the Trump organization took considerable funding from Russian oligarchs and Russian state banks over the years, and that worked to their benefit, and that Donald Trump actually genuinely believes, or believed, I think probably continues to believe, that it's in the interests of the United States to have a positive strategic relationship with Russia. And I actually believe that. I think it's in our interest to ally with Russia like we did to fight World War II. And like Barack Obama did, he allied with Russia for to put together the Iran deal. He allied with Russia to put together the destruction of the poison gas in Syria. I think that there is, but I think that what we'll find is that the thing that Trump is trying to hide is his economic dependence upon Russian sources. Mm-hmm. And my prediction about Flynn, and I could be very wrong on this, but my prediction is that what we will find is that Flynn had gone to the Russians and said, don't worry about the Obama administration's sanctions against you. We will clean this up and normalize relations when we come into office. And if that was the case, that was somewhere between inappropriate and highly illegal. And I'm not enough of a scholar of what is internationally legal and what isn't, but I'm guessing that those are the two things that happened. I don't buy this. He's a traitor. He's trying to give America to Russia. I mean, it's what's Russia going to do with America? It's
destroy it.
Now how?
Well, I think they're doing a pretty good job now.
I think our own corporations are doing a pretty good job. I think our own billionaires are doing a pretty good job.
I agree, but look what he has done, gone to NATO, just what the Putin would want. He made everyone mad. They even laughed at him. He didn't talk about when one country is attacked, we're all attacked. He left that out, which is what Russia wanted.
But there is an issue, Lois, with NATO. I mean, in 1989, as I recall, or maybe it was 90. No, it was 91, I think, when the Soviet Union collapsed. The deal that was made with George Herbert Walker Bush and Mikhail Gorbachev, and it was made out in public, was that we would assist Russia in turning into Russia and dissolving the Soviet Union. And we would assist the other countries in the region, the former Soviet states, coming into the first world, as it were, coming into democratic systems, if they would embrace democracy, if they would hold elections, and if they would follow some economic principles that we were recommending. And we sent over to Russia, to the Yeltsin administration, I think that was 91, 92, I was literally in Russia the week of the election, and I remember it very well. I remember watching Vladimir Zhirinovsky on Russian TV on the day of the election tell people that if they voted for him, he'd give them a pint of vodka and a chicken. And our deal with them was you do away with your empire, give up a whole bunch of territory and client states, and in exchange for that, we promise that we will never put NATO on any state that shares a border with Russia. It was explicit. And Bill Clinton went back on that in the 90s and started moving NATO into, I forget which country it was, I think it was Poland. And that flipped out Russia. And now we've got NATO forces doing military exercises in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, all literally right on the Russian border. And we wouldn't tolerate that if Russia was doing that with provinces in Canada doing military exercises, or if they had developed an alliance with Mexico, military alliance, where they're putting missiles in Mexico pointing at us. We would not tolerate that. And yet we're expecting them to tolerate that. So, this is not some, full-throated defense of either side. A lot of mistakes have been made on both sides, and a lot of bad acting has happened on both sides. But most Americans are completely unaware of the background or history of this. And NATO is an important strategic alliance for the United States. But if it's being used, and there's a bunch of neocons who have been pushing for a long time for NATO to basically be used as a provocation to provoke what might be a low-level conflict with Russia or some other country of the region in order to sell more weapons, basically. You've got a weapons industry that loves this thing and, that loves this conflict. And that concerns me.
Yeah.
Anyhow, end of my rant, Lois.
Well, I still don't trust Russia. But
I'm not saying we should trust them.
Okay.
I'm not saying I don't think we should trust China either. But we're doing. China has frankly, I don't know I don't want to get into comparing countries, but China has a repressive government. They execute their own citizens if they get politically active, and yet we're embracing China. Saudi Arabia is like, for goodness sake. Lois, thanks for the call.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
It's not like we don't have a history of doing business with countries that are not, Western liberal democracies.